Hello, it is day 6 of me recovering from my oophorectomy for my PMDD symptoms. So I'm not sure why I'm doing it day 6. I did day 3. It would make more sense to do weekly updates, but here we are. I have gone down such a rabbit hole of the perimenopause. So the perimenopause was never mentioned to me prior to having my ovaries removed, and I think this is probably due to my age of being 33. It was mentioned once by the consultant, and she said, it won't be perimenopause, you're too young. So, bit of background why I think this whole time I've been in perimenopause and why I'm feeling absolutely no horrendous side effects from having my ovaries out. I had a hysterectomy at age 28. I had my uterus and cervix removed, and that is quite young. I was quite fit and healthy, and I was like back to work after 4 weeks. I had a whole year of like PMDD and endometriosis symptoms completely free from that. I was just like living my best life. A year to like the surgery date, things just came back with a vengeance, like the PMDD, what I thought was endometriosis pain, ovulation pain, all of that. So I'm 33 now. So in the last 4 years, my health has seriously declined in that I've been diagnosed with so many different things, trying to get to the bottom of it. So for example, I've got referral for POTS because when I stand out, I get extremely dizzy. I randomly have heart palpitations. When I stand up, like it goes black into like the room goes like that, if that makes sense. I feel like if you know, you know. I got diagnosed with hypermobility Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which I think I've always had. Obviously, it's something you're born with. But the reason that I looked into it more recently is because of the pain I was getting with my bones and my joints. What else has been going on? I've been diagnosed with ME because of like the severe fatigue. Like I get extreme fatigue after doing something small. I had to leave like my job. I had a business. I had to like completely stop everything because I could not work anymore. I did notice there was a pattern with my PMDD sad week that everything would get so much worse. Most days I was on cocodamol and naproxen, and rarely I would top up with morphine because the pain was so unbearable. Now I've had my ovaries out. In the hospital I had cocodamol and morphine obviously, but now I'm home, I'm literally just taking paracetamol because the pain, and I'm even allowed, like, I'm not clock watching waiting for my next medication. It's just like, oh, I've run out, do you need some more? Yeah, I will top it up. It's crazy. Like, I have lived in such this hellish state for so long. Another reason I think it's perimenopause is that the consultant who took my ovaries out, he said they were very small for my age, and I probably would have gone into early menopause at 40, so that would make sense being 33 going into perimenopause. I found out my grandmother went into her menopause at 40, so it obviously like runs in the family. There was one other thing, I've made notes, hang on. But it's absolutely mad. The other thing I wanted to mention, when I went into my chemical menopause, the Zoladex, to treat the PMDD, I didn't really get like these adverse side effects. There's many people online that are just like, oh, Zoladex, it's awful, couldn't cope. I didn't feel any worse. I really didn't. And this whole time that I've been umming and ahhing, should I have this surgery, should I not? I've been thinking, I couldn't possibly feel much worse than I feel now, surely. Like, I feel horrendous. This is hell. I've had the surgery, I feel so much better. And I truly believe it's because if you have an oophorectomy and your hormones are normal, they're up here, and this is like the surgical menopause, that jump, you are going to feel utter crap. Whereas I think where I was in perimenopause and my ovaries are doing this, and say my like hormone levels were about here, that jump isn't so bad. Because the only thing I'm suffering with is I'm having some nausea, but I had nausea before. I even feel bad to be like, I know I'm not bragging, but it's almost like I just don't feel bad, and I feel like I'm bragging, like, look how good I feel. And I don't mean it to come across like that, but I really do. And I'm so happy for myself. I feel so empowered and I feel so strong, and I can't believe I went ahead with it and it was the best decision for me. Yes, I know it's still early days, but I really do feel like I would have had that menopausal hit by now, that instant thing that people were talking about. So I just want to talk about what some of the perimenopause symptoms are, and the ones that I had, and that no one made the connection. So hot flushes at nights, hot flushes and night sweats. I was having night sweats. Sleep problems. Yeah, I was waking up about 3 every day, couldn't get back to sleep, and that became my new norm. Since the operation, I'm sleeping through now, so yeah. Mood changes, poor memory, brain fog. Yes, absolutely had brain fog. Poor memory. I wouldn't say poor memory. My memory's always been good. In fact, people always say my memory's too good. I remember too much stuff. So, but mood changes, definitely. Like, I've never felt rage like I have in the last few years. My whole personality changed. Weight gain. Yeah, I gained so much weight and I couldn't lose it on my own. UTIs. Yes, but that is something I've always struggled with. I always have bladder issues. Faster or slower noticeable heartbeat, heart palpitations. Yes, this is what I've been going to the doctors for. I was prescribed propranolol. In hospital, they told me to stop. This recent surgery, they told me to stop taking the propranolol because my blood pressure was so low. Weakening of bones. I've had so much bone and joint pain. Needing to wee more. It's hard to tell because I've always had bladder issues, but yeah. Headaches and migraines worse than usual, 100%. I'd get headaches, but I'd get the pain all like in my face. I've never had like a visual migraine, but the pain, and then it makes you feel so sick. Muscle ache, joint pain, yeah, so much. Hair thinning, oh my god, I used to have so much hair, like it was so thick. And I lost so much of it. It's still really thick, so I feel like I can't really complain, but it is so thin compared to what it used to be. Skin change. Yes, my skin to me is noticeably aged and more dry, and I used to always have lovely moisturised skin, I suppose. I moisturise my skin most days, so for me to actually notice, oh, it's really dry, was a change. Sensitive teeth, painful gums and mouth problems. I have been moaning about having mouth gum spots randomly. Is that linked? I think so. Sensitivity to caffeine. Yep, I've had to give up like my Red Bulls and stuff. So racing heart after meals. I'd feel horrendous after eating. Heightened stress and overwhelm. I cannot stress how much overwhelm I was in, and that I just didn't make the correlation to it potentially being the perimenopause, because I suppose I had my hysterectomy at 28. I was told, keep your ovaries because you will need them. I didn't think they'd turn against me. I didn't think they'd die off that quickly. Along the same time of me having my hysterectomy, I had a hell of a lot of life problems, trauma, stress, and I've just put the last 4 years down to just trauma, basically. But it might not just be that. I am like 100% certain I was in the perimenopause, and this is why I don't feel bad after going into surgical menopause, because I was already experiencing perimenopause symptoms. So I feel like while I am journaling this, and if you are watching this and you've got PMDD without perimenopause, I can't say you won't have that big old drop. You won't feel crap after having the surgery. I don't know. This is just my experience. I wouldn't want someone to just, yeah, I'm just laying it out there, and obviously make your own decision, of course. But I feel like I've cracked the code, basically. And yeah, that is my update. I think I've actually gone off subject. My main update was how am I feeling 6 days. I feel okay. I just feel a bit nauseous. Obviously low pain. I went out in the car Saturday for a Costa drive-through, and yeah, I'm feeling really good. I just want to be like more healed now. I suppose I'm quite exhausted, but that could be the surgery, could be the ME, but yeah, I will keep you posted on my journey, and thank you so much for watching.